Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Mr. Hino with Miss Hino's Math. Today I have a cool website that I use for my robotics students. But those of you that teach math or parents, if you want to teach your kids or your students about area of a shape, I have a really cool website that allows you with a robot to be able to draw shapes, and then it helps students be able to understand about area. So if you want to see that, stay with me.
Gonna get up.
So guys, the website that I use with my robotics students is VEX VR. I've left you the link down in the description. What's really cool about it though is there's a grid map that has, like the boxes you would see on graph paper. So for those of you that would teach area, that allows the robot to be able to travel. You can use a pen for the robot, and the pen can draw shapes like rectangles and squares and triangles, and you can actually let your students be able to have fun with this, and they're also going to be learning about area at the same time. So when their robot draws like a rectangle or a square, they're able to count how many boxes high and wide it is, so they're able to figure out area. For a rectangle, square, triangle, it doesn't matter what shape. In fact, even if you get a little complicated with a program, you can actually do circles. But for those of you that are just trying to touch on just the regular shapes, today I'm going to show you how cool it is for the robot to be able to draw these shapes and be able for your students or kids to be able to figure out the area. So let's check this out. Hey everybody, I am on the vr.vex.com site. I call it VEX VR, so sorry if I confuse you. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get set up here for your students to be able to do area on this website. So it's really fun, really cool. So up here in the upper right, you're going to have a playground, and there's different playgrounds on VEX VR. But if we're going to do area, we're going to definitely choose the grid map here that has the boxes like a piece of graph paper would. So I've already got the program started. All I did was, if you can see right here, the robot's not ready to draw on the grid lines here. So I just did a program to get the robot to be right there, just so that the robot's ready to draw. So all I did was, if your students or kids most likely will not need to go past just this drivetrain blocks, and then definitely to have the pen be able to draw going to the purple look section. So all I did was I put some forwards and some right turns and a left to get my robot right here. I had the robot pen. Let me just go there just to show you how I got this. Move robot pen down. You can also make it go up if you don't want it to draw. And then you can set these colors for whatever you want, but I just chose black. So let's just pretend we have a second grade class and we're saying, okay, kids, we want you to draw a shape that has an area of 4. So I'm going to pretend to be Johnny and trying to figure this out. So every box is 200 millimeters high and 200 millimeters wide. So hopefully Johnny goes, okay, once I get my robot to be right here in this corner, I want my robot to go forward for 400 millimeters. And then they're going to learn their directions. I'm going to have my robot turn right for 90 degrees. So you see how much numbers is involved in here? That's why I just love this site. And then Johnny knows that a square has 4 sides. So this is going to be the second side, another 400 millimeters. We're going to turn right again. And then Johnny's going to be like, well, I've already done 2 sides, so I'm going to do the third side here. We're going to turn right, and we're going to head for our last side of this square for another 400 millimeters. So you just press this play button to have the robot go. So right now the pen will go down. There's 200. There's 200, there's 200, and then there's the last 200 right there. So the beauty about this, again, for those of you that are teaching virtually, you can have Johnny take a screenshot, a video, You can have Johnny get his mom's cell phone and take a picture of this. And, you can just say, hey, Johnny, send me your project, your Area 4 project. And I can just count 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job, Johnny. There is, whatever grading system you have. So for those of you teaching virtually, that's how simple. And there's always going to be challenges with digital learning here, but if they're able to know their technology and be able to send you a picture of that, that's an easy way to grade that project right there. So it's just a great fun way to teach area where they can control a robot and be able to learn area at the same time. So what I'm going to do now is just show you different ways that you can get different types of area. So I'm going to do a bunch of rectangles and squares. I'm going to show you how to do a repeat block. And then at the end, I'll actually show you how you can do a triangle, to get area also using a different formula, obviously. So let's go ahead and go to that. Okay, everybody, so I'm still on the grid map and I'm going to go ahead and just show you different variations of area that you can get with, programming with this robot here. So let's go ahead and check this out. So on this one here, I'm having the robot do a 4x3 rectangle to do an area of 12. So it's just, again, really cool that the students would have to just know their numbers to be able to get these different types of areas. So there's 12. Now let's do a 6x4. And you can look up there, I changed the velocity if you want your robot to go faster. So this is a 24 area rectangle. And now we're going to do the same 24 area, but now we're going to do an 8x3. There are some limitations. You can see how you can't go past a certain amount going either up or down. This is going to be a 7x4, 28 area. Now let's go ahead and go to a 7x5. This is going to be a 35 area shape here. So they're learning their multiplication facts. They're learning dimensions of a rectangle here. And then, they can even do a small rectangle like this one, a 7x1. So they can just know that there's different ways to show area here. And then let's go ahead and use a repeat block here. So they're going to make this repeat 4 times. So they can, know that it's just a square. And that's going to be a 16 area square. And then let's make a bigger one here, a 6x6. And we're still in this repeat where we're going to just repeat the same things because a square has the same amount of sides or the length. Now let's go ahead and think about a triangle here. This is cool because now they're going to just know about cutting things in half. So this triangle is 6x5. But knowing that we cut it in half, it's 15 of an area. Okay, guys, so the website, again, is in the description. It's VEX VR. It's a really cool site. There's so many tutorials. So if, your kids or students are having a hard time, they can click on tutorials. But to be honest, if they're just doing that one program, they can just do forwards and left and right turns. And what's really neat is they're able to figure out degrees too. 90 degrees, and they can change the degrees for the robot, if they're learning about geometry. So it's just a really neat website because number one, it's free. Number two, it's just allowing them to have fun with a robot and robotics and programming, but they're also able to mix in some math involved too. So it's one of those things where they're learning about math and they're like, wow, I didn't realize that. There's so many different things within the program that they're able to manipulate using numbers and math. So it's a really cool site. So if you get a chance to check it out, that would be awesome. So that's just one of those awesome websites that I'm recommending because it's just so fun. My robotic students don't even realize that they're learning math every day because, they're always programming turns, they're always programming distances. And they even have a really cool grid map where they can start to, cross off numbers, learn about odds and evens and prime numbers. So it's just a really awesome website. So if you get a chance, check it out. Again, it's in the description. Okay, guys, I am Mr. Hino from Mr. Hino's Math. I'll see you in my next video.